Cool, Donnie. Sweet.
Hey,
I don't
man.
care. Stop talking to me.
Okay, man. Good luck.
Like,
Good luck with your
friend.
life.
I don't need luck. Okay. I
Good
have
luck. Good luck with
I
your
have
life.
randomly having things happen to me, which is not luck.
Okay.
For things just based off of a small chance occurring that are good. That's not luck.
Okay. Good luck with your life.
That's not luck. That's a different thing. That's chance.
Okay.
Being in the right place at the right time.
Okay. You sound very
That's what
defensive
right.
about the fact that you don't deserve anything that you've ever gotten because you rely on luck.
That's not luck. That's skill.
That's not. That's not
Hey,
butter.
how about those morons that are calling OG lucky? How about that? What do you think about those idiots?
Pretty dumb. Pretty dumb.
They got lucky the first time and now they're on Adderall. That's what happened. That
Yeah.
was Jungle Jam. Jungle Jam was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun there. I uh, I already miss the people that I was with. They're great. Going to a Dota event is great because it's like when you're a shut-in Dota player, you have like three friends in real life. Then you go to a Dota event, you should have like tons of friends. It's great.
Yeah. You kind of remember why you do this stuff when you go to an event. It's pretty fun in that regard.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Dude, I met some Dota alchemists there, which is surreal. It was messed up your predictions. I did not think OG was gonna win a second time. Let me just say, I see why people thought that they were on Adderall because it's a totally different team. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really dumb to think that they're on Adderall. That's so dumb. But even if they were, like, as if that would make them win a second T. Oh, just pop some Adderall. Oh, great, $15 million, fantastic.
Yeah, for real.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people would respond very negatively to Adderall too.
Yeah.
But I see why people think that there's some magic behind it because they were like they were on,
Yeah.
like they
The
were a totally different team.
the magic is that they were not afraid to play TI. They were not afraid to lose. They were not afraid to try different stuff. They were in the zone the whole time. They were like they just didn't care. Like they were having fun. They were having way more fun than anybody else at that tournament. And it was
That was
really
a that was
really
definitely a
obvious.
lot of it. That was definitely a lot of it up until like the last few series where I don't think that's exactly what happened. Like I don't think Liquid was any more afraid to play than OG. I think that's always been Liquid's strength too.
Yeah.
But OG was also just playing incredibly well too.
Yeah. I mean they worked Liquid in those last finals. Like Liquid just didn't really know what to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. No, they had like the combination of just not giving a single fuck, which helped a lot, and then also Adderall.
And
Just kidding.
and
They,
meth. And
they,
steroids. They were all on
they legit
steroids.
they legit were playing like they were playing incredibly fast. I think they picked like a couple of strategies and a way that they like thought was the good way of playing, and they were just like fuck it, let's just commit to this for TI. And it happened to not only be really good, but they were prepared to lose with the strats that they were doing.
Yeah, well,
Which
I mean, remember what we talked about like before TI started, which is that you and I don't know if we did this on stream or anything, but I know that we had the conversation where it's like the game's kind of been trending long for a while now, and there's definitely going to be like a rebound of somebody's going to be like, you know what, people are playing way too greedy because we all thought that the game was supposed to be played slow and like play for the mid, play for the late game. And somebody's going to figure it out that you can actually play really fast and abuse this, and that's what they did. And then also, of course, the fact that a hero like Alchemist went from being this like hold on for like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and then we'll win the game. Now it's just like hold on for like 5 minutes and then you win the game.
if you haven't infiltrated his jungle in 5 minutes, you're done.
Yeah, basically.
So dumb. No, there's a lot of stuff that was discovered this TI and like before this TI that is just a really good way of playing Dota. Like it's gotten very complicated. A lot of teams are like playing on their own side of the map now and just picking some like really bullshit draft for ending on a really strong timing. Like it's more about like relieving pressure until you hit a super strong timing rather than like kind of applying pressure and then also hitting timings with that. It's like committing hard to like one single timing. It's extremely high risk, high reward. That's what OG does. Is that they have these like we're gonna win right now or literally never, you know, or just go like really late game and just say fuck it, hope for the best. Like
Yeah,
that's always their default. They always default to like fuck it, we'll just go late game and try. But the timings, man, they commit to them so hard and they do it so quickly.
right. And that is kind of an interesting point, which is like the game 2 against Liquid, they had this timing with like the Ember and the Monkey King where they were too mobile to be caught. And it would have gotten harder had the game gone much longer. But they were like, this is our moment to be way stronger than Liquid. And if we just continually fight them, because there was this fight that lasted, it was like near Liquid's Radiant Shrine.
That. I noticed they do that. They just continually fight after they want to fight.
Yeah, and it just
Never,
lasted. It lasted for like 4 minutes. It was like there was a fight, and then more people would run in, and then more people would run in, and then Thompson died and respawned and ran back in. And Ember Spirit died and respawned and ran back in. And they're like, this is the time, and we're just gonna fight until this timing doesn't work out or it works out for us. And because they were stronger going into that timing, it worked out for them. And they just like they played it until the game was over, basically.
That's what they do. The video that I'm doing tonight, there hits this point like 11 minutes in where they're stronger, and then they just play as if it's the late game at 11 minutes, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So ridiculous because if you fuck it up at all, which is very easy to fuck up because you don't have that a lot of HP at that point, so people can burst you with spells. If you like fuck up at all, it can totally screw your game. It can completely screw your game because they'll 5-man wipe you if they kill the right hero.
Right.
Every hero needs to. It's that team is absolutely insane. All right, you wanna start answering the old Patreon questions there, bud?
The old questions, the old questionaroos. Let's do it. So, welcome to Alchemy Answers, episode 45. We're closing in on 100. Only another 55 more episodes.
We only have to double.
not
another
bad.
Year.
But thanks as always for tuning in, and thanks to our patrons for providing these questions. We're going to go ahead and hop into those and see what you guys have been talking about for the last 2 weeks. We've been gone.
So
We've been busy.
Yeah, just for reference, some of these are from August 15th. So this is pre-TI questions for the first half. And then I assume that there's going to be stuff that's after TI, during TI that we can
if there's any like hardcore meta stuff, then maybe skip it just because it's kind of irrelevant at this point.
It's changed. Yeah, it's changed a lot. All the predictions were wrong. Well, I would like you to find somebody who predicted that OG would win again, because I think it was nobody. I think nobody predicted that.
Also, disclaimer, at no point in the video did we say you should use our predictions. We literally just did our predictions and you guys copied them and now are blaming us for it. So that's kind of on you.
I didn't really get why those videos got views until I realized that it's because people are like, all right, let's get some
free points. Yeah.
Get some free points. Yeah. It's for all the fantasy feeds out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So Anderson470 says, Jenkins Dota, me specifically, Donnie, you can't answer this one.
Okay.
I was having an argument with the Legion commander of my team. Wow, shocker. Is it ever worth buying a Hand of Midas versus an Alchemist? So I would say not usually, like 90% of the time, no. I would just say no for that. Not a hard no, because nothing in Dota is really a hard no, but no, I mean, Alk is this hero that you want to be as strong as possible before the 10 to 15 minute mark, so you can infiltrate his jungle and take towers. And essentially what your Midas is it should be the quote unquote Midas that you're getting by building into efficient items in the early game, is the fact that you're limiting Alk and his team on his farm by abusing the fact that he's really weak before this specific timing. So you will get more of an influx of gold by taking over the map and from denying Alka's farm than you're going to get from a Midas. So the only reason I say it's not a hard no is because there's possibly an argument for like XP dependent heroes, but it's a huge risk. So I'd say 90% of the time, no, you don't want a Midas versus Alk.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, unless you're a hero that's just super good against him. I wouldn't say a Legion Commander is exceptionally good against Alchemist at any point in the game. Like, you generally don't have enough damage, even with a Blade Mail, to kill him because he has so much regen in a duel. So it's like, even if you get to high level and go to late game, you don't have necessarily a chance of beating the Alk anyway.
Most of the time, it's not. I would say it's as close to a hard no as you can get in Dota. Lot Kappa says buying Midas on a tempo 3 is a bad idea generally. Well, that's a different discussion. So, but let's see. Soul says, is Void still viable as an offlaner? It's been a while since I've played him, but I've seen him a lot in TI. Now we're getting to the TI questions. Also, what are your thoughts on Waga's Vanguard Radiance build? Dog shit. When is Midas preferable to Maelstrom or Mask of Madness? Well, you're probably going to go for a Maelstrom either way, and Midas is just like, if your early game is relatively easy, because I mean it does give you attack speed, so it's not like a huge investment on Void.
It's definitely good on Void.
And yeah, it's not like, oh, we have to go for this strictly farming item.
Void stalls are good too, so like there's a lot of benefit to getting Midas on Void.
Right, it's like, okay, a little bit less damage. I would say Midas is often a good item. Honestly, if you could talk for a bit on general itemization on Void as a position 1 versus position 3. When I spammed them, I played him as a 3. Good Lord, souls. Generally, I played him as a 3, duo Q with an Invoker. Ooh, I love that. That's actually the only situation where I think Void 3 is good, is if you have really good shit for the chrono. Because otherwise, I think that you're depending way too much on either your offlaner farming and getting damage, which you're an offlaner. Like, what are the chances you're going to be that hero? A lot of the time, you're not.
Right.
Your game can just be ruined. So yeah, you definitely, like, if you have somebody to fall back on, they can do damage in your chrono, like an Invoker, and you just have this like Cataclysm bullshit, massive.
Pairing it with like a Skywrath is pretty good. Like
Skywrath is good too, yeah. But at that point, you could argue, like, why is it not just a Mars or a Centaur or something they could set up for those spells as well. So I would say, like, Void is almost always a 1 now.
He's definitely best as a 1, but it's
really fine as a 3. Like, if you're a good Void, I wouldn't say don't pick it, especially in like the lower rated pubs. But when you get to the higher rated pubs, you're gonna need to be faster than what a Void can give you.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any benefit to just building super tanky on him and kind of playing him like a Tidehunter, where you just like walk in and punch people.
I've considered that. Which is why, like, the Vanguard Radiance thing's not all that bad.
Right.
But I guess the thing is, if the W ability is really good in the game, then that's probably fine.
Yeah, versus like Timber, Weaver.
Yeah. But I actually think that has like a legit place in Dota if the W is good, because otherwise, what are you picking? What spell are you picking the Void for in terms of him in the off lane?
Like, right.
The passive, no, that's
definitely not.
That's like a right click ability. Where's the offlaner? So if you're against like a Bat or a Weaver, or a Timber, like Donnie said, yeah, I think that's great. I think that, but that's a pretty rare occasion, and it's like a niche pick. But with that being said, I know, Souls, you're like 2K, 2 to 3K. So if you're enjoying playing Void and you're good at it, you're gonna have a lot of space in that bracket to carry. You can do that from the offlane. That's perfectly fine. I would not.
That was the next thing that I was gonna say, is that sometimes you're gonna find yourself in a game where maybe your carry just sucks, or they pick a hero that like doesn't belong in the carry role, or they're gonna get out carried. Maybe they pick a really early game carry, and Void is obviously one of the hardest carries in the game. And sometimes you're just going to have to carry. So feel free to carry in those games. But generally speaking, if you're picking a 3, it's probably not to try and carry the game, but you might have to eventually transition into doing that. In which case, go ahead, fucking buy a Midas. Knock yourself out.
Do what you want. Yeah, like, if something's working, just keep abusing it. Can you talk about the difference between Spirit Breaker as a 4 and a 5? This also Souls. Played him as a 5, doesn't have much of a farming mechanism. As a 5, you probably would just go a bunch of bracers, tranquil boots. I think the heroes just generally played the same either way.
Yeah.
Except as a 5, you're warding. As a 4, you're probably getting more of like a Spirit Vessel, Phase Boots, Solar Crest, that sort of thing. But you just go in, use your body as like a soak for your team, and call it life. That's
Yeah.
that's either Dota's more like hero dependent now, and like job dependent. What job do you need to do in the game rather than like
Role dependent. Yeah.
yeah, it's like okay, if you have like a spirit breaker and nobody else that damage soak in the game, then you're a damage soak. If you're the only person who can interrupt an Enigma black hole, then that should probably be your job. 5/4, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Just whatever's good.
Can you nether strike into a black hole? Does it stun you before you hit, or does it
It
actually?
does. It does. Yeah,
So you can't actually cancel.
you can. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Nice.
yeah. That'd be really lame if you couldn't.
Yeah.
You can't charge though. You can't the
Right.
whole charge.
Right.
So unless Enigma puts it so that he's like, there's the cast range on hole, so you can
Put it
hole
far
without
away.
actually being standing in it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Okay. Average Epeen says, "Hey guys, how do I contain myself off of trying to correct somebody else's build? There are times when I know something is visibly wrong and I have this urge to correct them, which obviously isn't constructive for winning because they'll get defensive, tilt/flame, whatever." Well, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but I would say, I mean, I made a video about this recently. I would say that your mentality here should be, you're never going to see that person again. They
Yeah.
don't matter for improving at the game. Your goal in the game should not be to win. It should be to play the best Dota possible for you and just move on from it. So like if you're just focusing on just being good and making that game like the best Dota possible for you, you're not gonna be thinking, oh, I need this guy to correct this item build because it's like, well, if we lose this one, then this guy's just an idiot. Whatever, let him do his thing. And then also, even if people don't tilt or flame, if you tell them to do a different build, it's something that they're not necessarily used to, and they might fuck it up. So you want to be really careful like that of doing that. And I would say that like generally you should just communicate your own personal status in the game. And from what I've seen at a high level and people pubbing, it's basically just Eternal Envy that tells people what to do, and everybody thinks he's an idiot for doing that. Like people hate him, and people don't want to play on a team with him because of how micromanaging he is. Micromanaging in Dota does not work and makes people hate you, even at the highest possible level.
Yeah, I do think it's okay to make suggestions. Like, if you feel like you can fight, but the only thing that is not allowing you to fight is the fact that your carry is going for another item before getting a BKB, you can be like, hey man, can you get a BKB so we can actually fight and win the game? I think that's fine. As long as you're not pestering them. Hey, buy a fucking BKB. Buy BKB. BKB.
Yeah,
buy BKB.
You can just be like, hey, BKBs make us immortal this game. Like, I
Yeah.
think we should all, or hey guys, we should fight around our BKBs, where you're kind of subtly like poking towards it rather than like, Void, your build is so stupid. You should not have a Midas. You should go BKB. Like
Right. Or just simply asking, not being like, hey man, you need to do this. Instead be like, hey, can somebody buy a pipe? I don't have enough gold for it.
Right.
Like that's an acceptable way to try and steer your team in the right direction when it comes to items. And you can like shift alt click items also in the shop, and it will suggest, it'll be like, somebody should buy X, somebody should buy Dust, somebody should buy Crimson Guard. And sometimes people will follow that without being like too spammy about it.
Yeah, that's a as long as you're not being like passive aggressive, people will be pretty cool with it, I think.
Yeah.
So average Epeen again says, for what MMR do I need to get to queue with either one of you for ranked? What about you, Donnie?
You'll probably have some chance of getting in my games if you get to like 4.5, maybe 4.7. I'm 5, like just over 5K at the moment, so in that range.
I am 7.5K, so I can't get games in general right now. So no amount of MMR.
To get into Jenkins games, you need to be on a stack, a 6.5K stack or something like that.
Some stack, yeah. It's like it's only stack queuing at 7K. It's rough, man. It's rough out there. I have not played Dota since coming back, and I really want to play Dota. I'm gonna look for a party tonight for sure. Okay. Payday says, can you go over item and skill builds for position 3 Abaddon? Okay, well, item skill build, you go like 1 or 2 points in Q, so you can suicide in lane. You max your shield because it's broken, and then you max passive for right-clicking people.
Sometimes you get passive early in the lane.
Yeah, no, you do. Like your build can be like 1-1-1 or 0-2-2, like The missed coil is just really nice for killing yourself, but that's it. Your missed coil is not for harassing; it's literally for killing yourself. So
Right. So you need to make a decision. Can I pressure in this lane? If so, then you don't go miss coil probably, and you go passive. If you can't pressure in the lane, you're just trying to fight for last hits, then you go miss coil and probably no passive.
yeah,
Always max shield first, though.
yeah. The passive comes second. Like it's all about using the passive for pushing, right clicking, farming. For items, you would go phase boots, Bassi into probably medallion, and then Vlad's Midas is not bad. Late game Midas is not bad. Spirit Vessel is not bad. Just like support items, Pipe, Crimson, just typical offlane support bullshit. Honestly,
Ags
and
is
then
really good on that hero against
what is Ags?
big AoEs like Black Hole or Chrono or Ravage or something like that. Just like put yourself in the line of fire, have an Ags, heal your team.
It is disgusting with like illusion heroes on your team.
Yeah.
Because it takes all of the damage from them and spits out on everything. So with like a Meepo, Abaddon is just a fucking disgusting hero. That's a legit like a combo. That's a legit combo. Meepo, Abaddon. You just stand next to him in a fight, and yeah, you're good.
Yep.
So yeah, typical kind of offlane play style, honestly. What should you do if the enemy team is ending around 20 to 25 minutes? Most of the recent games in position 1 enemy team is pushing racks at 20 minutes. I tend to only have one item by then and can't do everything. Anything. Cut the wave. That's it. Cut waves. Generally, if the enemy team is ending around 20 to 25 minutes, what players will do where they're making a big mistake is they'll just sit in their base and jerk off, and that doesn't do anything. You
cry about how hard the game is.
You need to farm their jungle, and you do something to get them out of your base and onto the other side of the map. So, yeah, it's and part of that is identifying that they're probably going to be in front of your base soon. Like if they're taking all of your towers and they're pounding down the tier 2s, that's maybe when you want to get in position to start cutting waves and be like, all right, I'm going to not let them get in front of our base and racks at 20 minutes because I know that's going to happen because it's happened in the past games when this happens, you know?
Yeah, like just try if they're playing close to your base, you want to play as close to their base as possible. And just keep an eye on the minimap, and if you see 1 or 2 heroes disappear from the minimap, or you see them start to teleport because they're dumb and they're TPing in vision, then you just leave, and you've done your job, because they're not going to push with 2 heroes back in their base trying to defend you, and you're not even there anymore. And you just do that until you have enough items, basically.
Yep. Banana Bomb says, I've been playing position 1 for a while now, and recently have been getting bored of it, so I'm planning to switch to position 4. It's a polar opposite role.
Yeah.
Any suggestions for heroes to play this meta, and any things I should focus on in my games? Well, TI taught us that Tiny is really good. I still think Pudge is really good, even though he wasn't picked that much as a position 4.
Was he picked at all? I don't remember seeing him.
Pudge was picked. Yeah, Pudge was picked. God, OG looks so ridiculous in their pictures. What a fucking joke of a team.
Total joke.
They just won $15.2 million, and they're the biggest joke. And they would openly admit that they're the biggest joke of a team. that's what Dota is. That's what Dota is in a nutshell now.
Memes and dreams, dude.
It really is. Ricky's a good position for.
Don't tell people that.
Why? Because they're going to be useless?
Yeah.
Ogre. People pick Ogre.
Spirit Breaker still works.
Spirit Breaker still really good. Skywrath Mage is good. Let's see. Bounty Hunter probably works in lower bracket. Treant Protector is good. Elder Titan, that's more of a 5. Spirit Breaker's Beast. Enigma, but that's not really the typical. That's not the typical 4 play style.
Lion 4, Earthshaker 4, Clockwork's probably somewhat viable now.
Earthshaker's definitely underrated. That hero's crazy good.
Yeah, just
Clock is definitely pretty good.
Just pick 2. Pick a hero that's like really good at bullying in lane, and pick a hero that's really good at rotating, and then play those 2 heroes a bunch until you understand like the 2 different styles of play from a 4.
Sure. Pick what you like, honestly. That's like my. You know what? I was talking to Brax a lot, who I'm going to try to be getting on the channel. And by try, I mean I just need to get him to do it because he said he would. But I was talking to him a lot at the event, and I asked him like how he came up with stuff and how he decides like what heroes he's going to be picking next. Literally, he just says whatever he finds fun.
Yeah.
The guy is rank 1, not 2. 1. There is literally nobody in North America currently with higher MMR than Brax. And he said that he picks heroes that he thinks are fun. I always thought there is some sort of reasoning behind it. Oh, this hero's good, this hero's bad. No, he just picks what he's having the most fun with.
Hey, it's
So,
the OG mentality.
yep. Everything seems to be pointing towards just picking things that you enjoy playing, which makes sense, man. Not to go on a tangent too much, but I think humans are powerful, man. I think humans are smart. I think anybody that thinks they don't have it in them are dumb and they don't know enough. And I think anybody that thinks that they can break the mold of humanity and do something that nobody else can do is incorrect as well. Like I really think it goes in both directions, that we are all equally capable because we're human, and being human is fucking awesome. So, you know, all you need to do is get your mind in the right place, and your humanity will do the rest. You know what I mean? Like, you just need to make sure if you're mentally healthy and you're putting time into something, you're going to be good at it. Period. So just do the first step, make yourself happy, man. All right. We'll move on because I know we could tangent on that for a long time. What I'm basically talking about is zone.
Good stuff.
And we did talk about making a channel specifically for that.
Yep.
Okay. Oival says, what made Tidehunter so popular in TI? What are the roles he is fulfilling in lineups?
Sorry, which hero?
So I think Tidehunter.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think what made Tidehunter so popular in TI is that he's a really stable hero for picking in the offlane, and just essentially like doing the same thing in every game. At the very least, you're a Ravage, and that's pretty strong if you go for this like Blink Rush build that people are doing. And speaking about builds, people have been going for certain builds against certain lanes to make the hero better, like rushing a mask in certain matchups, putting him safe lane. Essentially, I think people played around Tide better to make him a very stable like first phase pick. And worst case, you could run it like mid, or you could run it as a support as well. Like, basically, people open themselves up to playing Tide in different ways that made him far more viable than before. And that's why I think Tide is good. I think it's like a throwaway pick. I think there was quite a few of those in the tournament too. I think Kunkka was one of those as well. They'd like first round pick a Kunkka, and it's just a throwaway pick where like either it's a hero where they don't counter and it's really good mid, or he'll just be an offlaner and be fine because if you're an offlaner and you're getting off like a torrent boat in every fight, you're still going to be useful and just be tanky.
Yeah, basically the thing about Tide is it just solves your team fight issues. Like, even if the hero gets hard countered by 5 heroes, you just press R at the right time and you still win team fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Tide's been pretty decent for a while now. Eddie Mercury says, could techies work in competitive with a few more tweaks? I think techies could currently work in competitive. OG tried it once against Vici, and Jerax was able to create some map pressure on his own. If IO carry has earned his place in Dota when no one expected to, then surely someone can make use of techies with just the right amount of imagination. Yeah, I mean, techies was used to win a TI already, so I think techies is very viable. I think he's in a really good place, and it just takes a lot of work for a team to play around it, and no team happens to have done it enough that they're like confident just winning as many games as possible with that. So,
yeah, I mean, Navi won a lot of games with techies this year with Zayats playing it, and then they like kind of lost their confidence because they lost like 3 games in a row with the hero or something like that, and they stopped picking it. But they definitely won a bunch of games in qualifiers and stuff with techies, so it's definitely viable. And it just requires you to play a completely different style of game, and you have to like make techies your center point essentially. Otherwise, your strategy is not going to work. And most people would rather have sort of like intermingling strategies where you can kind of draft part of one and then you get maybe counter picked and then you can kind of merge into the next one. But if you pick a techies, you're going to be playing a techies game. Period.
Yep, techies is the carry. Yeah, that's a problem for a lot of people.
Yep.
So let's see. Prime Operator says, if I get tri-laned as an offlaner and my position 4 can't do anything to avoid getting me killed in lane, would you agree that I should solo off? Sure. Yeah. I mean, unless your position 4 needs to be in the offlane to have a game, and has some way that they can like provide to you that you don't necessarily know about, that's a possibility that they know their hero better than you. But chances are they probably don't. A lot of position 4s are just there because they don't know what else to do. But yeah, you can solo off, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like with 2 people, there's always a value of having 2 people there, though. Like, you can just tell them to go cut the wave, or you go cut the wave, and then they sit in lane. Like, when you start getting into wave cutting, just the fact that one person can distract and harass while the other one can cut the wave is like that. That's what makes it so easy to do it. So I would say when you're against a tri lane, you think that your 4 is going to be useless. Tell them to cut the wave, and they'll be useful.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I mean, that's the biggest thing is you just need to communicate with your teammates. Like, as hard as that is in pubs, you gotta like just.
Well, there is party queue now, so you don't need queue into solo queue if you hate it.
Yeah, or you can just have reasonably good social skills or communication skills, and not be a douche to your teammates. And chances are they want to win just as badly as you do, and you need to remember that.
That's possible. Improbable though. Sparky23 says, how did you approach learning new roles? Since I got back to Dota last September, I've been trying out all roles, but when I started ranked, I probably had over 500 games since then, and almost all of them are position 1, and maybe only like 10 of those heroes or of those games are position 3. I know I have to at least understand how other roles function to get a better grasp of the game, but I'm afraid to do it in ranked and have this mindset that unranked might be a waste of time. I would say my advice to you is start with a replay. Start by watching what somebody that you like does in a role. Like, watch the game and just go and just try to emulate it. Just go copy it verbatim, and eventually you'll get why they're doing things that they're doing, and then you'll slowly start to get the role. I don't think trying things in ranked is as scary as people make it seem, as long as you're not just trying things with nothing behind it.
Zero baseline. Yeah, like if you've never microed a hero ever in your entire life and you hop into a game in ranked with Meepo, you're an idiot. But if you go into demo lobby and play around with Meepo for like 20 minutes and then you play a game of ranked, it's going to go a lot better.
Yeah, that's how a lot of pro players learn heroes for the first time, is that they'll just watch a game, go emulate it, get a feeling for it, watch another game, go emulate it, get a feel for it, and then eventually they're just good and everybody's saying how amazing they are at a hero, but really it's something that they copied a lot of stuff from other people. You get like 80% to the level of being good at a hero by just watching a replay of it. The problem is when you're just like, I've never played Bristle before, I'm going to pick it in ranked.
Yeah.
Then you're just fucking useless. You don't know what people are doing with it.
Yeah.
So watching replays is insanely powerful, and if you just watch a couple a week, it'll make Dota so much more fun for you, and you'll get so much more MMR by just like keeping up to date on a couple of things.
Yeah, and I also want to make sure that people understand the difference between watching replay and playing against the hero a couple of times, because when you're actually watching the replay, you're going to pick up on so much stuff. But if you're like, I'm going to play Bristleback because I had to lane against it like 3 times in the last week. Not the same thing at all. Like, you're missing so many nuances and only picking up just like, this was hard to lane against in lane, and I was so focused on my own hero.
You're gonna overplay shit by doing that.
Super
You're
hard.
gonna be like, this pissed me off, so I'm gonna do this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, final question from NZGL is now what he goes by. All right. Hey man, quick question. You change your name. This is what you get. What do you think I should do as a carry player against lots of stuns? I forget what his previous name was, actually. Coach Bin. Because you're so used to reading it there. I have to check his coaching session to see what his fucking name was. I forget now. I literally just read it. He's typing. What was your name? Noodle. Oh my god. With the crossed out O's. Previously Angel.
Okay.
No, you're Noodle. This is Noodle.
Okay.
Oh no, this isn't Noodle. He's a similar picture. The cartoon. Okay, so he says, I've been in games where I have 10 to 5 second window in BKB where I can play the game and the rest is being chain stunned forever. What do I do as a carry player against teams who have a lot of stuns? When you have
a short BKB?
A short BKB.
Well, you have to be extremely selective. Extremely
selective. And Satanic.
That, and also just learn when you're supposed to use your BKB. Poor BKB usage is going to make your game unplayable. And you can play around a lot of stuns by target selecting better, by baiting stuns out, by putting yourself in a situation where you're not going to get stun locked.
Well, you can also just like save your BKB until you absolutely need it. Like you don't
Exactly.
just BKB
Right.
going to the fight unless that's absolutely what you need.
Yeah, once it gets down to 5 seconds, it's not like you just immediately pop it at the start of the fight every time. You have to like read the situation, and then if there's a stun that's going to start a chain lockdown, or if there's a stun that's going to kill you, or if you're about to get a kill and there's a stun coming out, then you pop the BKB. You just have to hold it longer and figure out when you're actually supposed to use it.
Yes.
That's the main thing.
Jenkins, do you still do couching? Yes.
What kind of couch do you have?
I actually don't have a couch just yet.
Oh, okay. So you don't actually do couching.
I do coaching. I don't do couching anymore. I'm done with couching.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
I'm actually going to set up a bunch of sessions, I think, for next week. I'm kind of chilling right now from the I just had a whole week of 12 hours a day doing Dota stuff, so you know how it is.
Yeah, you were definitely couching there for sure. Sitting on a couch. It's good.
I was.
All right, guys.
All right.
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw the mic to chat. We'll take.
How about futoning, says JCJ. Yeah.
I'll fucking futon you, JCJ.
I'm down for it. How do we snag a session? Hey Dick, are you a member of our Patreon? If you're actually interested in doing a coaching session, add me to Discord. I'm in there. I think I'm at the top. Are we are Alchemy? Is that what I'm tagged under?
Yep.
Yeah. Pop me a message. I appreciate the work. I got to figure out when I'm gonna do it. Are you gonna set up some coaching sessions on there, Donnie? Come on, man. You said you were going to.
Once I get back from visiting my parents, I will.
Okay.
Actually, I might do it while I'm there because I can't actually record videos. But I might be.
Wait.
I won't be able to record them, but I might be able to just like do coaching. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, chat. Give us some questions. You have like 5 minutes to ask questions, and we'll answer them as quickly as possible.
Damn, dude, 5 minutes.
Yeah, this episode's only 36 minutes long so far.
You have native money?
I do.
Native minutes?
I do actually.
When playing Enchantress, once you kill the tier 1, what do? I usually run with the siege until it dies and look for other lanes to go to. Are there other things to do? No, that's about it. You usually just put yourself in the place the enemy team doesn't want you. Sometimes that's the off lane, though. Sometimes you just keep staying there and be a big, giant asshole. That's fine. How do you make up for a teammate going an unethical strat such as AM mid?
First of all, stop referring to it as unethical. Don't encourage him, Jenkins. He's an anti-mage mid. You have an anti-mage in your game. Deal with it. Like, make space.
Can we have an opinion of all the OG players? OG is fucking Exodia. That's what I think about the OG players.
that's the perfect analogy. I'm not going to add to that at all.
They are the greatest Dota team that has ever existed, and it's all a team thing.
They're literally insane. Exodia.
They're actually Exodia. I fucking love OG.
That's so good.
Is Jenkins a woman? Yes.
Any tips for winning safe lane at the moment? I'm losing a lot of games because I have a bad laning stage. Go watch a replay. Figure out why you're having a bad laning stage. Is it your pick? Is it your lasting? Is it the fact that you have no lane control? Figure that out, and then you'll figure out how to win the lane.
Any tips for, or what is Void Spirit? Party Dota. Void Spirit, I believe, is a no stat hero or equal in all stats. Is Jarex as attractive as Jenkins? I think all of OG is insanely attractive. They're good looking guys. Even Thompson with that hair, he's looking good, man. He honestly.
He's become like an anime villain. That's great.
Yeah, with like the short hair, he looks like the type of guy that's like prowling in like a children's park at night with like a what's it called? A trench coat and just naked under it. You know what I mean? But with the new hair, ooh, he looks like the fucking bad guy in Sailor Moon or something. I don't know. Is there a bad guy in Sailor Moon? I think there is. It's got the top hat.
Totally, dude. It's funny.
Let me see. Sailor Moon bad guy. He looks like he's from Sailor Moon.
Yeah, kind of. He kind of looks like Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
He does, yeah. Best hero to spam and herald. Whatever you're good at.
Boom. Nailed it. Is there anything I can do to help my safe lane or get a good lane other than pulling and casting my abilities on the enemy heroes when I get the chance? Oh my god, there's so much stuff. Safe lane support. you can have so much impact on the laning stage. I'm making a video currently, so check back in a day or so for this video. But basically, figure out what your hero needs. Like, is your hero strong? Is it weak? Is it strong at level 3? Is it strong at level 5? Get your hero to the point where they can be self-sufficient, and then go gank. And you get your hero to that point where they're self-sufficient by doing various things such as soaking harass, trading harass, pulling, just like being annoying. There's so many different things that you can do, and you have to just read the lane and figure out how to give your teammate the best lane possible. Whatever happened to your behavior score video that you said you were going to do? It's out. I released it like a month ago.
Who's getting the biggest buff next patch? Pudge. Invoker position 4 is good, and you want to try it. Yes. What heroes are good against Alchemist? None of them. Banning is good against Alchemist. What is the enemy team? What do you do when the enemy team has Aegis? We can't wait it out because they're pushing, and our fight is weaker. Cut waves or kill somebody without the Aegis who's important, like a Rubik, something like that.
Yep.
Kill the Aegis carrier last. Best heroes for pushing and ending the game early. Pugna.
Do you have a go-to line to stop your team from tilting? No, I usually tilt them more by telling them that they're being whiny pussies and they should shut up to play the game.
Come on, it's the internet. Stop having an internet fight. You guys would probably be best friends in real life. That sort of thing. Who's better at Pudge, me or Coupe? Me. Is it right to leave the lane as a carry and go to the off lane and mess with the enemy carry? Yes, that is good. Being fast on anything is good. The faster, the better.
Yeah.
Best hero to counter Jenkins Dota. Anything with a brain. I'm going to get that 5k MMR and play with you, Donnie.
Sounds sexual.
Okay, well, make sure not to involve me in that. I am not into women. I'm into men.
Okay, well,
specifically my business partners and a YouTube channel.
Gotcha. Okay, anyway, moving on. How do I know what role fits who I am as a Dota player? And I feel like I need to focus on polishing that role.
And you're ignoring me.
Try various roles and then think about
accept my advances.
What your favorite parts of playing the roles is, and then get really good at that.
Yeah, I agree with everything Donnie just said.
Cool. All right. Well, on that note, thank you guys. We're at 169 viewers, so 69, best number ever. We're going to end the stream here. Thank you guys for your questions. Thank you to our Patreon supporters for all their support. If you want to be a Patreon supporter, if you want to be part of our Discord, join our Discord. If you want to be part of our Patreon and ask our questions every single week and get your replays reviewed, check out patreon.com/Dota Alchemy. We love you guys. More content coming soon as long as Jenkins decides to not be lazy. And I also decide to not be lazy, because that's really the determining factor in all of our success, is whether you are lazy or not. And currently we're not. So go us. See you later.